All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be trying some fun stuff with some Orzhov tokens, mostly because Belladonna Took looks like it might set this deck off. So it's just going to have a lot of your usual suspects, but a few little tweaks here and there. But we do have some Case of the Uneaten Feast. We obviously like this, so this lets us gain life. Duskrow's Reliquary. Since we are going to be making a lot of tokens, this is kind of a good removal spell that's pretty cheap, so we don't mind playing it. There is Hinterland Sanctifier to gain more life. Belladonna Took, which gain life, draws cards, and puts counters on things if it's the first, second, or third time you put a token onto the battlefield, not just a creature. So got to keep that in mind when we're playing our games. I'm trying out a couple of copies of Duty Beyond Death. This is a card I don't think a lot of people play with, but if we are playing a lot of tokens, if we have 2 mana up, we sacrifice a token, we get to put counters on everything, and we get to protect all our stuff. Coincidentally, also, we could use this aggressively, that if enough creatures get through, then we sack one that gets blocked and everything else gets +1. So we'll see how it works out in practicality. We have 3 copies of Voice of Victory because it makes tokens, obviously. 3 copies of Bitterbloom Bear, a card that we don't get to play that much, so I'm really digging it in here. A couple of copies of Obsessive Pursuit because it makes a token and can potentially gain us some life. A couple of copies of Amalia Benavides. This is actually really cool, getting this in here to get to Scry. I don't think we're going to get this too large over the course of the game, so a couple of copies of Lunar Convocation to, again, make more tokens, because that's the name of the game here. Sanguine Evangelist. This lets us pump when we attack, but also makes bats, so more tokens. Suki pumps the team, makes more tokens. You kind of see a theme here. Lord Skitter makes tokens, removes graveyards. That's pretty important, because I think these are the only 2 cards we're going to be playing that deal with graveyards. We have 1 Elspeth, so if all of this doesn't work, we can just give everything +1 and come over the top. But also, doubling up our tokens, very good plan, right? And a couple copies of Rottenmouth Viper. So if we do have a bunch of tokens and we can't punch through, sack the tokens, make a big 6/6 they have to deal with. And Dollmaker Shop, just because, again, it makes more tokens. So yeah, overall, should be pretty sweet. A nice upgrade to this deck if you've played this before. But before we get into all that, don't forget, if you want to save yourself some money and get some sweet Magic cards, go over to ManaPool.com. Use the link in the description or in the pinned comment because you'll get a free $5 literally on your account to spend on whatever the heck you want to. You get to use your sweet optimizers. You get to look at over 35 million cards. There's a lot of reasons to go do it. So again, save yourself some money. Go check out our friends over at ManaPool.com. Now, let's go play some games and see if Belladonna takes this deck to the next level. Oh, this is going to be rough. All right, let's see if we draw an untapped land, though. I think what I was trying to say, too, in that opening or closer there was, by the end of the video, we'll know if Belladonna took this deck to the next level. But Brain got ahead of everything else and didn't come out right. All right. So we're playing against Izzet Wizards. Sure. Question is, do we just... No, we're going to go with Voice of Victory. I mean, there's a chance it doesn't survive. If so, so be it. We tried. All right, Gandalf, going to look at some spells. I think that's the biggest thing for Gandalf, like we talked about, was it's not that it's necessarily terrible, but it's good specifically if you're playing enough wizards for the adventure side. The creature side is just kind of a bonus. You don't really care that it's there. Like, it's cool, but it's not really your game plan, you know? All right, let's go ahead and play a Belladonna Took. We'll get some life. We'll attack. Get some cards. Because we like that. I mean, it's basically attack, get a card every turn. The beauty of this situation is, if Belladonna Took does not survive, then we can play Obsessive... Actually, we can play the first Belladonna Took, play... or the second one, play Obsessive Pursuit. It'll make a token. We attack. It'll make tokens. And then we get to put counters on everything. So, lots of potential. But let's see what the opponent's hand is. We also don't know what version of Izzet they're playing, right? Is this a big Prowess Fling version or whatever? So while our life total is high, there's no guarantee if we can't continue to keep punching through, which is a big deal. Like here, they could give Drakecatcher haste or something and be like, all right, because I'm not blocking. Yep, exactly. As I was saying, we're nowhere near out of the woods. It looks good at the moment, but it's not the whole story here. Good news is Belladonna Took did not die, so we have that working for us. Let's play Obsessive Pursuit. Actually, if we're going to do that, we're not going to give up Voice of Victory. That's the good news, because we can make sure Voice of Victory is at least 4 toughness. So we're covered there. We'll gain a bunch of life this turn, too. So I think we're mostly okay for at least one more turn. I mean, always can have weird stuff happen with a slick shot show off or something, but... Ooh, do we want that? I probably just want to look for removal spells at this point, right? Because I don't think anything else really matters. Lunar Convocation is kind of sweet, because it does give us a flyer for opposing drakes. So I don't hate that. Hey, guess what? There's a Lunar Convocation on Convocation on top of the library. All right, we're just going to attack with the Voice of Victory, because otherwise they could double block a Belladonna. Actually, we have a second Belladonna Took. I think I'm okay with this, actually. You know what? I'm okay attacking with all these. I think this is fine. Yeah, we're good with this. Yeah, we knew it was coming, but that's okay. Like, we know we have another Belladonna Took. They don't, but that's fine. We also have to be careful. This Amalia could end up just wiping the board. Already at 10. I thought we weren't going to get Amalia very big, but it's already a 10 ball, so that's a thing. The opponent doesn't have any good blocks here, though, right? If they want to get rid of Belladonna Took, we get rid of their Drakecatcher. They're going to have to lose some amount of life to get rid of an Amalia here, and it's probably just return it to hand. Yeah, that's fine. Like, if that's your block, we are okay with that. They basically took max damage to just not lose their creature. We can 100% live with that. All right. Belladonna Took so far, proving her worth. Question is, how many bounce spells do you have? How many flings do you have? So many questions. I mean, for all I know, we could block and they just pump the token big enough. There is a slick shot. All right, we knew some of those were a possibility. We do need another white or black land, though, so that we can play the Convocation and draw the card so we lose the life and then can get the extra token. The thing for the opponent, though, is they're also only at 6, knowing that all of our creatures are going to get an additional +1/+1. I was going to say, if they're attacking, I'm absolutely blocking. Like, that was going to be crazy. Doll Maker Shop. Yeah, I guess. That's fine. It does make another body. I mean... No, actually, we could do it now. I forgot I had that. So yeah, we could play the Convocation. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that instead. Go to attacks. Actually, do we want to draw a card first with this ability on the stack? And make Belladonna Took at least a 5? Because I'm assuming they chump block Amalia with the Drakecatcher. Well, they're going to take 2/4 anyway from the creatures that get through. Man, I don't know how I want to do this, actually. All right, either way, I'm going to put full control on. We're going to go to attacks. I don't think there's a world where we just lose. And I don't care about Belladonna Took dying because we have a backup. So then let's go ahead and draw, just to hold on to the Voice of Victory. I think this is fine. Okay, that resolves. Continue on like normal. Yeah, we're going to hit some lands here for a second. Not a surprise. Wow, 4 lands in a row is crazy, though. And we're at 26, so that's fine. Yeah, that's how I assumed this was going to go down. And then Slickshot blocks something. Because they can't play anything on our turn. Alright, so opponent's at 2. Wait, did I lose life from something? I thought I had to lose life at the beginning of if you gained and lost life. What did I lose life to? Alright, well, I'll take the word for it. I'll see it in editing. I just wasn't paying attention, apparently. Oh, forgot. Because of Obsessive Pursuit deals a damage. Duh. I knew that. I just had so much life, I wasn't paying attention. My life total was so high, it felt like it didn't matter. I mean, you've got to... Yeah. I was going to say, they had minimum had to bounce Voice of Victory, but their problem ultimately was they were at 1, and we could get it to where they just lose life to the Convocation anyway. So, yeah. Solid game, considering the start the opponent had. I wasn't sure how we were going to get out of that one, but it worked out. Belladonna Took was pretty sweet. Oh, no. All right, we're going to keep it, but I have a feeling this is going to be rough. Especially against a pseudo mirror match, but that helps. All right, Pride Mate, sure. I kind of want to bait the opponent into a shelter first. So let's play Voice of Victory. I assume they will shelter onto Pride Mate. Try to get our Voice of Victory. Then we can get rid of the Pride Mate. Oh no, they're just playing a second Pride Mate. Alright, well, that's a thing that happened. Alright, no blocks. Well, that plan did not go according to plan. So, how do we want to play this? We have Duty Beyond Death. However, we don't have a situation where their blocks are going to matter enough. But here's what we can do. If we do that, we can sack 1 token, make sure nothing dies. Then with the remaining token, get rid of 1 of the Pride Mates. I mean, that would be something. All right. Let's do that. I think this is fine. It's not great, but, you know, desperate times. We just do what we can do. I mean, it looks suspicious anywhere where I'm just like, yeah, I'm attacking even with my Sanctifier, right? All right, good news, bad news. We didn't have to use our card. So let's go ahead and sacrifice a token. Get rid of the bigger Pride Mate. Play a Belladonna Took. And then sadly, now if a shelter shows up, it's just going to feel bad. But nothing we can do. If they have the cards, they have the cards. If they don't, then maybe we still have a fighting chance. All right. We're still in this. Not by a lot, but we're still in it. We need something else that makes blocking tokens is what we need. That is not that. That is definitely not what we are looking for. I mean, we'll get a card. I should have waited to play the land, actually. But, alright. I mean, we're not attacking with either, or blocking with either of these, are we? Nah, get in there. Yep, I should have waited to play the land. Gosh dang it. Oh, that had potential too. That sucks. Do I want to waste this card? That's a real question. I don't know if that one matters, but I'm going to do it. Mostly just to try to keep their life total in check while stuff's going on. Oh, they got a shelter, didn't they? That's tough. That's tough. Yeah. It would have actually been oh, that's so bad too. Okay, that's actually not the worst thing. I mean, yeah, you might as well attack. You're not blocking it. Yeah, whatever. Sure, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll take it all. Okay, Bitter Bloom Bear. That's a thing that matters. And we can't block most of their things anyway, so attacking is still fine here, I suppose. I mean, it's the last time we're going to get stuff from our Voice of Victory. Unless we find... Nope, not that. It's a shame. Alright. So we just get to attack for lots many. Seems cool. I'm down with it. Arguable, I could have played this first. It would have also gotten the +1/+1s, which could matter in this scenario. All right, keeping the opponent's life total down means that that doesn't go crazy, though it will next turn. I was going to say, you're just attacking with everything, right, opponent? Like, it'd be silly if you weren't. How do we wish to block? Opponent's going to gain, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they're going to be at 25 with no blockers. 28. If we attack with the Evangelist, can we do enough? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, we can, actually. Okay, so we just have to find a way to not die to the damage that's incoming. So I say we block probably just the big guy and take all the small stuff, right? Just like this. And then take 6, 7, 8, 9. Go to 7, we lose 1, go back up 2. Yeah, this is crazy. I think this works. This is wild. The opponent's gained so much life this game. And it may not even matter. Crazy, crazy stuff. Oh, and Asuki? Hell yeah. Now we for sure got it. That's so good. Hell yeah, and we're definitely making tokens. Those are all going to get a bonus. Oh, yeah. Get it. You know what the sickest thing is? For all of you that are regulars on my channel, you've seen this. But I, for some reason, end up having these silly, dumb games against mono-white aggro, or life gain, where they are always gaining like 15 and 20, 30 life a chunk, and somehow we still win those games. This was another one of those examples where the opponent probably gained 50 extra life over the course of this game, between this thing smashing a couple of times, these little flyers doing stuff. Didn't even matter. Like, that's crazy. But man, we took every bit of pumping and everything else to get there. Okay, no token makers, but we'll see if we can make this work. Yeah, I have to play this first. All right. I mean, kind of a slow hand, even if we find some reasonable cards. Oh, there's probably gonna be a Smaug. Funny thing is, you know, I actually pronounced that Smog for a long time till I heard the ads for the movies, and then it was like Smaug, and I was like, what? And then the crazy part is, once I realized that, found out that Smog is actually an accepted pronunciation, which I didn't know was a thing. So while I was wrong, turns out I wasn't completely wrong. All right, well, I'm going to assume we're going to need this Dusk Rose Reliquary for a Smaug. Oh, tablet. Of course, because tablet's in so many decks right now. Jet's Brainwash. Target creature can't block this turn, and you get a clue token. All right. You got it, I guess. And as a kicker... Oh, you just gain control of that creature till end of turn. If it was kicked. Got it. I don't know what's going on. We'll let them figure it out. Sure. So all that to give us a bat and 2 life. Got it. Actually, you know what? I may not even wait for Smaug. I might just get rid of the tablet. Though, hell, I say that. We could also just play a Rottenmouth Viper. Alright, let's attack. Get our damage in first. They're not blocking, obviously. And then we could play our land, sack our 2 bats. And gain some more life. And we should have enough life that even if they do have Smaug or something, we could race it. So it's fine. Oh, well, improvisation capstone. That's a thing that happened. I assume it's a bunch of stuff to do with treasure. Sure. Have a creature that can't block. You got it. Wasn't planning to. Cool to see both of those gone, though. So that means 3 have now gone away, and they won't have an easy time stealing a creature. So, very important. What's that? 2 clues and a treasure. Opponent's at 14. If we play a Maya... Found a land, that's great. Duty Beyond Death. I don't know that we need that. I'm going to let that go. Alright. So, I think we have the land that the mana we need already in the life. So, I think I'm going to get their creature out of the way and just force a decision on their part. Like, you decide what's worth it. Because you can't take it all. You can discard 1 card and take the rest. Alright, cool. So they got rid of a clue, discard a card. They're at 7. Another improvisation capstone? Is that what happened? Yeah. Alright. Another tablet? Sure. Another executive. And death to our enemies. Well, we're not too worried about that, because obviously we have plenty of life. Though they could burn out. Oh, okay, there's a Smaug, but yeah, it's fine. What? I would have saved that to block. But maybe they know something we don't. Nope, apparently not. Okay, so that was just weird. Alright, yeah, we're attacking, I suppose. I mean, you figure out what you want to sacrifice. Alright. How are you wishing to block? Okay, I want to leave 2 black up. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That works great. In the turn. So opponent's at 2. Getting a fair amount of treasure here. Now, second Smog doesn't do much for them. All right. I mean, we're at 25 and they have 2 cards, so we're not worried about dying to treasure issues. I think we're good. Especially considering we have a emergency blocker in life. Sure. You got it. I guess they're going to make themselves feel good and get rid of the Viper Menace. I mean, you already know what's on top of our library, so there you go. I'm going to keep. Mostly because this doesn't feel bad enough to throw back. Okay, what are we looking at doing? Probably nothing big, so let's just see what we can do next turn. Chart a course. Usually means they want stuff in their graveyard. Okay, so let's start with... I almost feel like if we play Belladonna Took, there's a chance they'll get rid of it and be shields down, which would give us an opportunity to play Lord Skitter. Whereas if we just played Amalia, I don't know that they would try to get rid of her. Dang it. All right, well, they didn't do either of those things. And we have to do the only thing we can do. Hope they don't have a counter. They did not. Wow. Okay, perfect. Way to go, Lord Skitter. Nice. Hey, if one of our 2 copies shows up and gets rid of the graveyards to save us, I ain't going to be mad at it. Oh, man, that's really, really good. Whoo. Okay. If we can get a 2-mana creature next turn, this would be probably like the most reasonable hand we've probably had so far. But, you know, if wishes were fishes and all that good stuff. Let's see what we draw. Oh. Okay, that's not what we really wanted to see. All right. Well, we at least have an Evangelist next turn, so that's something. No, don't destroy my pursuit. Leave my cards alone. Though I kind of am not mad if they get rid of that. I'd rather that than some of the other stuff we're going to play. Let's see if they're having to decide. Do they want to get rid of a creature? Or okay, cool. We can live with that. You're not bad, but I'd rather play an Evangelist here, and then we could play 2 things next turn. Or possibly just play Voice of Victory to leave up the duty, and then just see what happens after that. Because then we start sacking other things. The benefit to this deck, though, is we do have several things that make additional tokens, which give us a lot of reach for removal and whatnot. All right, what do we got? Another Strategic Betrayal? No, a Starscape Cleric. All right, well, now we're going to have to find some of our life gain, or else this could end up going the wrong way. Oh, that's interesting. If they're not going to have blockers, why not? Yeah, 0, obviously. Okay, this is one way we can race a little bit, so I don't mind this. Because then everything will be at least a 3-power attacker, and then some if we sack Clues to the Pursuit. So that's pretty good. All right, they got a Godless Shrine, So they can lose life, gain life, I'm assuming, if they have another 1-drop. But they are at 12. Okay, so they're just playing it tapped. We are not blocking because I think this is... Oh, it's not going to be lethal, right? Because I can make that 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, not quite enough. And this has to sack a creature. So let's just go ahead and draw. That's also possible we just... Okay, I would say if we got a removal spell that could get something out of the way, that would have mattered too. Alright, well, things are what they are. I mean, they take 11, and then they can't use their lands. Well, they have 1 that they could use. Like, you have to block, opponent. Yeah, I was going to say, this isn't an option. Okay. Get a token. So now they can't use the starting towns. They have a black or a white mana they can use. Man, we didn't even really get to gain life this game. We just did the beatdown playing. Yep, that's going to do it. Yeah, we haven't really had too many games that look like that. We just kind of drew into back-to-back Evangelist and took advantage of the opponent being on just a couple of damage lands. So, kind of worked out for us. Oh, boy. We do have double black, but man, that's going first. Oh, I kind of want to do it, though. I'm setting ourselves up for a loss, but I really want to just see what happens when we try to go ham on the Bitterbloom Bears. And truthfully, it might set up a Rottenmouth Viper if things don't work out perfectly. So that's not the worst thing. Pass the turn. And we have a Dusk Rosewell Aquarius. You know. Oh, you have removal. We're not going to get to keep this, right? Oh, we did? Oh, opponent. What's happening right now? Then I guess I'm not going to go crazy and play the other Bitterbloom Bear. We'll just get a bigger body. Annex. Sure. This saying there might be a Wrath in our future. Kind of sucks because I sort of want to go nuts with my Viper, but we probably can't. Well, either way, I guess we attack. I mean, if they have the sweeper, I guess they have it. Because it's not worth sacking everything to just play the Viper and then get swept. That'd just be silly. Yeah, that's what I assumed was the case. Belladonna Took. You're probably not it, but you know. I'm going to go ahead and draw just for the possibility that there's a land there. There was not. Probably another sweeper. Though they could just make the demon. Which would make sense. Verdict Core. Alright. And another Verdict Core. Okay. That's not the worst thing. I would have liked something better than that, though. Alright, so we've gained a life, lose a life. Here's where things get weird, because we could get rid of both Verdict Cores and just, like, force their hand on their card there, but I don't even know if that's worth it. They go to 6. They're going to lose 1 from this, right? Because we gained a life, and we could lose a life if we want to. Let's go ahead and draw. Alright, it was just a land. Oh, I feel so bad about this. I'm gonna do it, though. I mean, it also hinders their mana, so we can't be too upset. All right. In the turn. Opponent goes to 5. All right, Fountain Port. You'll at least do a little bit of something. We should have been here sooner. All right, Day of Judgment. Opponent goes to 3. At some point, we're going to force them into a situation where they have to play the demon, right? So let's just... Don't want to sack anything. It's a real question. I think we just pay the full price. I mean, because we know right now, like, you got to get something to not die to your own land. Sure, I got lands. Well, opponent, are you for real just not going to make a demon? Okay, cool. Go to 1. We just have to gain a life then. I was going to say anything to gain a life. Oh my gosh. Come on. Anything to gain a life. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, well, is what it is, I guess. God, that sucks. Literally, just anything that would have let me gain 1 life, we could have ended the game there. Oh, that's so brutal. All right, well, what else you got for us? I assume Voice of Victory will not survive. Oh, really? Then the opponent's dead. Because we just get to open the room, right? And then attack? Yeah, all right, cool. I'll take it. I guess they just didn't have the removal spell. Crazy. All right, that felt really good. This is one of those games or videos where we got to see all the different cards, which is super nice. So I like when that happens. I still don't know if I like Duty Beyond Death yet. It's kind of neat, but I think if you wanted to play something else there, I couldn't blame you for it. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It has some purposes. So I'm gonna leave it in this list for now, but y'all decide what you want to do with it. I will also tell you, I tested a couple of different versions because I was moving cards in and out or whatever before I started recording. And then once I got to this one, we decided to start recording our games. With this version, though, I think we only had 1 loss. That was actually really nice. I was a little bit surprised. We had a couple of come from behind victories. We had that crazy game against the mono white life gain. We had that game against Izzet, I think, was also kind of close. So there was a lot of interesting games going on. I don't know. I could be short on ways to gain life because that happened a couple times. However, when we had those situations, we just went into beatdown mode and were able to win. So maybe it's not too big of a problem. I do think, though, there are times that it feels like we need a little more removal. So if you wanted to not play the Duty Beyond Death and you wanted to add in, say, some other spot removal of some kind, I think that could be good. Or if you wanted to play a 3rd Lord Skitter to deal with graveyard things, because we only encountered 1 graveyard deck today, but in our other videos, as you've seen, there's sometimes you run into 2 or 3 of them. Lord Skitter is still very good in those matchups, so I could see that being a thing if you wanted to play a 3rd one of those. I think that could do a lot for this deck to helping you eke out a couple more wins. But overall, this one gets a thumbs up for me. It was very cool. We got to see Belladonna Took do some crazy stuff in a couple of games. We got to play Bitterbloom Bear. That was really cool. We got to see Convocation in the late game there, so that was cool. So yeah, no complaints. This was sweet. I'm going to leave this list as is up over on Moxfield, like always. All of our other decks are there too if you want to check those out and download some other stuff that's fun for you. But also, don't forget to save your money over at ManaPool. Get your $5. Link in the description and in the pinned comment. Also, you should just be getting your cards there anyway because it's sweet. But that's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.